I picked the wrong year to start a Packer podcast. Hey everybody, John Dowdy here with Lombardi Time Brews with a post-game reaction to the football game? Is that what we just witnessed? Oh God. Packers versus Lions at Ford Field in Detroit. Detroit Lions coming out on top 15-9. Really? Right? What? We talked about how the Detroit Lions defense is not just bad, it's bad. Like, so bad. Like, worst in the NFL by damn near every metric kind of bad. And we put up 9. We put up 9 points on Detroit. Look, today is going to be brief because what is there to say that hasn't been said already? Right? I mean, look, the Packers just fell to 3-6. They lost their 5th straight game. And why they lost their 5th straight game is a lot like why they lost the first 4 in a row. Questionable at best play calling. Let's talk about the play calling first, okay? So, one of the main things that McCarthy was completely dragged on at the end of the McCarthy era in Green Bay, he was completely dragged on for doing 5 wide all the time and then just expecting the receivers to just get open, right? Somebody beat something. It was all predicated on one-on-one matchups. Somebody get open, and Aaron will find you. He will get you the ball, but somebody's got to get open, right? It wasn't about the scheme. And then in comes Matt LaFleur, and Aaron Rodgers is talking about being so refreshed that now he gets to play in tempo, and dudes are being schemed open, and where the hell did any of that go? Look, Allen Lazard is not Davante Adams, and that's not a knock on him. Davante Adams is building a resume that belongs in Canton. Allen Lazard is not Davante Adams, and yet sometimes this offense just does the screw-it throws to Allen Lazard. Rodgers takes the snap, drops back, and then just launches it to Lazard, whether he's open or not. I mean, that's personnel. Okay, now let's go back to the play calling. McCarthy, 5 wide, trying to get somebody to beat. That's all LaFleur's calling right now. Where's all the bunches? Where's all the motion? All the stuff that made LaFleur's offense. It's not present right now. Right now, we're running screens and then hoping someone gets some yak, or we're just doing shot plays. And Rodgers is horrifically off down the field right now. I mean, that broken up pass to Toure. Aaron Rodgers threw for more passing yards today than he has at any game this season. I saw Justice Mascota put, it has been 300 some odd days since Aaron Rodgers has had a game where he's thrown for over 300 passing yards in a game. Today he threw for 291. It's the most that he's thrown for in a game all year. And then he had 3 interceptions to go with it. And let's talk about those 3 interceptions because they were on Rodgers. That they were. I mean, you just can't tell me otherwise. The guys were open, or at the very least, like the one where he threw it and it corked right off the D-line's helmet. It's on Rodgers. You don't have to like it, but it's true. I'm not going to rag on the defense too much because, hey, Detroit had been putting up a really good number of points, especially at home. This was a very good offense in Detroit. and they only gave up 15. They made Jared Goff look like garbage, look like Aaron Rodgers for like a good part of the game. They didn't allow Jamal Williams or DeAndre Swift to beat them. Darnell Savage is who he is this season. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what is wrong with him. But I don't know. Here's what I can tell you. I can tell you that the leadership of Green Bay failed this year. And there's really no bones about it. I mean, we've known this, right? This isn't new. But it feels an awful lot like there's a lack of accountability at 1265. And I don't spare me the we need to fire everyone thing. I'm not saying we need to fire everyone. But what I am saying is you have shifted the power dynamic of the team to Aaron Rodgers. You did that when you begged him to come back. You did that when you made a number of the active players say something nice about him, which, come on, you know you did. But, like, and that's not to take away from Aaron Rodgers' greatness. Like, don't get this wrong. But you've shifted the power dynamic, right? Aaron Rodgers goes on McAfee every week. He gives a post-game presser every week. And he talks about what we need to do better. Just like a coach. He's like a team spokesman. He's an old dude playing with a bunch of young guys. And they revere him. And they respect him. But after 9 games this year, it's really hard to say that this was a good match. Because sometimes it just doesn't work. You know, Tom Brady in 2020, when he went to Tampa Bay, they had established, still on the young side, but veteran guys, right? Well, Green Bay this year is not them. And I have rooted hard for Aaron Rodgers all along. I was that dude, 2008 was Aaron Rodgers' first year starting. And even before that, I mean, I was the high schooler that was saying, all right, everyone shut up about Favre. Like, Rodgers is going to be fine. Like, oh, he broke his foot again, he's going to be fine. Or like, he broke something, he's going to be fine. But his temperament, his leadership style, his basically go after them approach is not right for this young team. Just not. There's a long way to go. And anything can happen. Look, I know how unlikely it looks like. It is physically possible for Green Bay to win out. Sure, lots of things are possible. Do they look likely? Oh, hell no. But are they possible? Sure. The coaching has been an unmitigated disaster. Brian Gutekunst, after a trade deadline of doing nothing, and again, I'm not even saying that was the wrong decision, but after a trade deadline of doing nothing, doesn't even come down to talk to the reporters. Something's off, y'all. Something is off in that building. And it's painful. You see every single week, team morale, they come into the game thinking this is it. This is it. This is the week we become the Green Bay Packers again. This is the week we start to run the table. This is it. And then something happens. Someone gets hurt. Something happens. Something doesn't work. Whatever. And it just dies. It just crumbles before our eyes. And with each passing week, we're just seeing the morale and the joy and the life be just drained from all of these guys. And it is sad. The team had high hopes, and they're not living up to it. Neither is the coaching. Neither is anyone at all. They're caught in quicksand. And I gotta believe it's quickly becoming toxic. You can't have a $50 million quarterback play like absolute garbage And I will give credit to Rodgers in his post-game presser today. He acknowledged how poorly he played. I will give him that for the first time in a while. But a dejected locker room does not just turn it around without any kind of new stimulus, right? The question was asked on Twitter a lot during the game. I saw this, I talked about a lot, was when do you turn the reins over to Jordan Love? And I've been pondering it, and I may do a video on it later this week. I guess it all depends, right? Here's what I do know. Midway through this video, you're going to see that it clipped from like one cut to the other. And the reason for that is because my little 2-year-old wandered into this room and he had to use the bathroom and made all kinds of noise. And after he was done, before he went outside playing again so that I could make this video, he found the remote that controls whether my camera's on or off. And to him, it was just about the greatest thing in the world. And so for a little while, I'm going to remind myself of that, and I'm going to include a couple of the clips here too. And some of you are going to hate that. Okay, fine. Others of you are going to think it's really dumb. Okay, fine. I don't really care. But to me, having that little kid laugh is just a reminder that there's a lot of other stuff to go do and a lot of other stuff to be happy about. So the Green Bay Packers, 2022 season. Maybe it's not dead yet, but we picking out a coffin. And it's because they failed. In a lot of ways, they failed. That's it for now. I'll be back tomorrow with an episode shout-outs and get-outs where I'm going to be looking at, after I rewatch this game, who played well, who didn't play well, scolding some and praising some. So join me for that episode. But until then, go have a good night. And as always, 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 no matter how many games they lose, no matter how stupid they are, go Pack Go. Yeah, yeah. You did it. Oh, good job, good job. Oh, it's still on. Jeez.
Camera.
Yeah, the camera's on.
Off.
You want to turn it off? Okay, press it.
What's